Okay, J. Marie. Here's my VIG for the week, Sammy. Please share with us a story about a bust out that you may know about. How does a bust out work? Thank you, brother.
Well, I really didn't do that too much as far as taking over somebody's business. I want him, if somebody owes me money, I want him to pay me. I want him to go get a bank loan on his own. I don't want to take over his business unless it's a great business. I don't know. And if it's a business that I think I could come in with him, one, to build his business, to get my money back, and then make money with him and help him, if I'm doing it that way, I do it. And if I'm just bullying him and I'm, fuck you, you owe me money, get out, and I'm taking over his business, I don't do that. It's hard to have success with that. The guy don't like you, he's maybe couldn't pay, now you're taking over his business. It always ends in some sort of disaster. So it's not something I do. If he was in trouble and he needed a partner to come in, I would consider that, and in order to get my money back, plus maybe make money with him, and maybe a good thing, and I'm coming in a good way. Sometimes in business, sometimes when you're lending money, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I was talking about a guy, Anthony Spiro, who was in the Banana family. When I was a kid growing up, I would borrow money off of him. And if I didn't have money, I would duck him. I didn't want to pay him. Not that I didn't want to pay him, I couldn't pay him. So he would grab me and say, Sammy, you're a good kid. Don't duck me. If you don't have the money, just tell me you don't have the money and don't worry about it. So when I was coming up, I'm groomed by people. Not that he groomed me, but his what he did made an impression on me. He didn't bully me, he didn't threaten me, he didn't take over anything I was doing. He gave me a shot to pay him back and make money. So, I try to put myself in people who carry themselves like that. I followed their example. And a couple of times I lost money. A couple of times a guy just stood, to me, this guy, Patinella, and just told me he wasn't going to pay me because he was with Joe Colombo in the league, in the Italian American League, and I fucking busted his ass. You're not going to just abuse me that you're not going to pay me, but if you're in trouble and you can't pay, I was in trouble that I can't pay a bank, or I can't pay a car loan, or I can't pay something all my life, in and out. I know what the fuck it feels like. So now I'm like a bank to them. So now what am I going to act like a bank and just bully them or take over their business? I know how they must fucking feel. So sometimes you let something go, there's karma. And karma comes around and treats you good in another way. So I don't really bust out. I don't take over forcefully take over somebody's business. That just wasn't my cup of tea, So I'm not too familiar with doing that. I just think that it'll backfire on you sooner or later.